Hey, what's happening everyone? SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and today I'm here to share with you guys the brand new addition to my gaming room, which is this tabletop arcade cabinet. And I have to say, it was fun pretty much working on this and getting the guts together, and to have something like this in my room finally, it's just really cool, especially when I have a lot of my favorite games on here like Marvel vs. Capcom, Sunset Riders. You know, you got your Street Fighters, basically all kinds of different things, which we'll talk about and showcase in just a few minutes. I want to give you guys the long story short, because obviously you want to see this powered on, you want to see it in action. That's probably the main reason why you're here. Is that a couple weeks ago on OfferUp, someone had this particular cabinet on there, which had an older screen, which had a bunch of marks on it, but basically it was to the point where I was in a bit of a rough shape, but I saw potential for it to get fixed up and sanded, repainted, and to basically to pretty much make it my own, which is exactly what I did here. Now, my original plan, which didn't actually go well according to what I was originally wanted to do, was that I wanted to have two guts in here. One of them was a Raspberry Pi and the other is the Pandora box. And basically what all you would have to do is to switch out this main board with the other one. So if you're using the Pandora box 5, for example, you would basically put this board in and you just plug in the 24-pin adapter. And then if you were to be using the Raspberry Pi, you just remove this board, put the other one in, and plug in these two USB cables, and that's it. But unfortunately, the memory card that I got for the games for the Raspberry Pi, the seller, when I was asking him questions, for particular games and how it's set up, and let's just say that the person wasn't 100% honest, and a lot of the games that are in there just wouldn't look good blown up on the screen. However, I do have this little monitor here, and when I plugged in the Raspberry Pi into this and tested out some of the games look really sharp and good on this screen. So I figured, as a little future project, I may just make a mini cabinet that would utilize that Raspberry Pi so it doesn't go to waste, and of course we'll incorporate this screen in some way, shape, or form as like a one-player setup. So that'll probably be a future project maybe later on this year. Anyways, besides that, like I said, there's probably some things that will end up changing or adding. For example, these buttons here aren't going to be the permanent buttons because I ordered these fancier coin buttons, which I have an image on screen. They're coming in through Canada, which for some reason I don't have a tracking info on it. So that should be here any day now, or if I don't get it within the given time frame, then I'm going to have to say, hey, what's up, and try to get a refund or reorder them, whatever the case may be. And up here, think of like adding something. I'm not 100% certain yet, so I saw these like blocks that had letters in it. I was thinking maybe adding up here like arcade or something like that, but when I went to Michael's, I was either missing a letter for one side or missing another letter for the other version, so it's like I'm gonna have to wait on that and figure out exactly what I wanted to do. As for the paint job, as you can see, the color scheme pretty much matches the PC tower, so it's exactly what I went with. And that is pretty much about it. Like I said, I should have B-roll footage showing you guys the back of it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and basically plug this in and turn it right on. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this on. As I mentioned before, the heart of this particular cabinet is running the Pandora Box 5, which if you want to purchase that, it's already set up to the point where it's more of a plug-and-play system. Then a link is provided in the Amazon description down below. So let's go ahead and flip the switch on the back here. And I kind of like how it does it by default, or player 1 will glow first and then player 2. Then of course the Pandora box is already up and running, so all we have to do is wait for the TV to display. And then 3, 2, 1.
Pandora Box 5.
So that is the intro that plays. You could skip part of it if you push some of the buttons. Like I said, the Pandora box is a system that already has a preset download amount of games. This one here has over 950 games in it. So you have a lot of the main ones like Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, you got Battletoads, Ghosts and Goblins. So for the most part, anything that you could think of, it's going to be in here. Plus, the system is hackable, so you can actually add or remove ROMs if you so choose to do so. So right now, the way it's set up is because the Pandora box actually only utilizes 6 main buttons. So in this case here, these are your main buttons here. These actually don't do anything because the initial idea, as I said, was I was going to be adding a Raspberry Pi, which since I couldn't get that working, or because a lot of the games utilizing it won't look good on this, these are just kind of useless for now. So I may make another board, not entirely sure. Over here on player 2, same thing. All these buttons here do something, and the only difference for player 2's side is that this button here is actually the menu button, which you'll see me utilize in game. And down here, which I think is out of frame on the camera, is of course the coin buttons, which act as the start buttons. So you have one for player 1 and one for player 2, at least until I get the newer buttons in. So let's go ahead and go. I'm not going to show every single game, but just to kind of show some highlights here. So let's go ahead and start with Marvel vs. Capcom, and all the different variations are here versus Street Fighter versus X-Men. So let's go ahead and select this one.
Get ready. Let's go crazy.
So I'm going to be in the process of
Marvel versus Capcom.
seeing if I could change the Chinese tune to maybe something else. But until then, let's go ahead and press start. Now, if you're a fighter, let me go pause this for a second. So if you are someone that plays a lot of fighting games, all right, you're not going to be impressed with my skills. I basically bash buttons and I do something cool or I don't do something cool. So that's just how it goes. Like I said, this is the menu button too. So if you press this, you can actually pause whatever game you're playing. And if you need to go back to the menu at any time, you basically go down and press A, and there you go, which we'll utilize in just a second just to kind of show you some gameplay really quick.
Ready. Fight.
I can almost figure out the special. Now at any point, if a second player wants to come by, maybe a friend or whatever, all you have to do is basically push the coin button for player 2 like so. And then now your friend can come into play, and then that way you can both play as well. So we go here, and then we're going to go ahead and exit. So again, there's a lot of different games in here, so you definitely can't go wrong. You even got the first Mortal Kombat game in here as well. To show you one that I remember playing at this pizza place when I was a little kid. You also got The Simpsons. I guess before I show you the one, let's go ahead and show some Simpsons really quick.
Get ready.
Homer!
Of course, player 2 can come in, and then boom, now you got a 2-player setup going on. Go ahead and go back to the menu again. Like I said, just want to kind of quickly showcase, how this performs and everything. A really fun one here. Actually, this one's a lot of fun too. The Alien vs Predator game. Here we go. This is one that I would play at this pizza place.
Get ready.
Which, I can't remember the pizza place because they've gone out of business, but this would be the game that I would always go there and play after I ate my food. This one is called Sunset Riders. If you've never played it, I highly recommend. It's a fun arcade game. You get the idea. Definitely check out the game if you haven't done so. This game, or the Pandora box, also has the Metal Slug games too. There's even some other games in here like Gundam. There's also some Dragon Ball Z. You even got Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario. So you got some of the Sega and Nintendo games on here too. So where is Metal Slug? There we go.
Get ready.
Marco! Mission 1, start!
And like I said, this thing does get loud, so if I go back here, so this thing does get pretty loud.
Heavy machine gun. Thank you. Okay. Super grenade. Thank you.
And you go back here, you can pause, continue off where you last left off. Of course, just like any typical arcade, this is not going to save your games any kind of way. So if you're planning on doing a long playthrough, then you may need to hit the pause button and continue off where you last left. But do keep in mind that you may need to go into the settings to ensure that this will not boot back to this main page after a set amount of time. But like I said, there's so many games on here: RoboCop, Jackie Chan, Ghost and Goblins. You also got your Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, your standard X-Men game, Double Dragon. I mean, all sorts of different things on here. You even got Donkey Kong. But if you go online and search up the list of games for the Pandora Box 5, you'll see everything that's going to be on here. And again, you'll be able to customize it. Of course, you got your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Captain America and the Avengers. I mean, all sorts of different things here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about the cabinet. Like I said, just a few creative ideas I'm planning on doing. Maybe adding an LED strip to the bottom so the bottom of this glows at night too. Same with the buttons. And then, of course, once the other set of buttons come in, I'll show you guys that. But until then, I'm SirJames from GamerFusion.com, and I'll see you guys on the next video.